Hi everyone, Macsen here. Welcome back to my Master of Orion Let's Play playing with the Meklar Combine on very hard difficulty. So, by the end of the last video, I had taken the planets within the Sahel system of the Mercian. They don't have too much left now, probably one or two more planets by the looks of it. So I'm going to have to come up with a plan for whom I'm going after next, after wiping them out basically. Probably... Well, maybe even the Bulrathi, possibly the humans, and yeah, I might want to take some of these worlds here before going back after the Bulrathi, but I'm going to have to figure that out shortly. We also triggered the Galactic Council as well, so that is now a possibility for victory. And yeah, that's how we're looking in terms of populations. We are behind the Bulrathi, but I'm hoping to certainly start to catch up with them significantly. The big news since the last video though is that a patch has come out for Master of Orion. It's the first one since the release of the game. I don't believe it's going to cause any issues with this save game, but yeah, there's only one way to find out. I'm going to be finding out about that pretty soon, I guess, when I end the turn. There's a few headline things that I should probably mention to do with the patch, and I'll just check my notes. So the first of them is you are now able to rename systems, which I'm sure a lot of people will want to do. So you can come in here and rename a system. It's easy to do. There's also a manual that has come out for Master of Orion, which is quite useful actually. Some of the pages on that, especially the back of it, there's a lot of tables of certain things like the tech tree, for example. And it even tells you what these icons mean above the systems. Now, I hadn't actually tried highlighting these before, so I don't know if this is new or not, but you can actually see what these symbols mean. So in this case, that's a star base. So I could have, well, earlier on when I was conquering this system, I could have noticed that this symbol wasn't above the planets to know that there wasn't star bases there, for example. Also, well, what it could really do with is actually let you know if there's any sort of system defense on the planets, but I don't think, well, I think only the starbase one actually lets you know about that. There's a lot of espionage symbols as well, though, so they are pretty useful. The game could really do with a Civilpedia type thing like Civilization has, but I assume that would take a lot of work to get done, and maybe there are other things that they could use their time for than making that. Just before I end the turn, what I want to do is actually buy a building, I think. Both of these worlds are actually starving. So I've conquered that recently. I really need to get that in. Probably, if I want to get this population up and going soon. So I guess I'll buy that, which means money's gone down a bit. This is 2 turns away from starving, and I'm -3 food, so I could really do with this. I don't think there's any more food buildings. The Mercian worlds are going to need more food because, unlike the Meklar, they actually consume 1 food per population. Yeah, I will buy that. Money's definitely gone a bit low now, though. Okay, so let's end the turn. Going again. Been a little while again since I recorded last, so I'm going to have to re-get used to things to a certain extent. Now hopefully the patch is working. It looks like it is so far. So we've had a failure when it comes to espionage. Hotel was discovered and deported from the Rotan colony. It's not killed, so that's good. Right, that dragon is still up there. I think for my plan regarding the Mercian and whom I'm going to have to next, I'm going to take out the fire art system first. I might do a loop round here to take that dragon out on the way back before coming down here. That's what I'm thinking of at the time being. Okay, so that guy is traveling back. In fact, I've got a huge amount of traveling and not too many there really. I've got spaceports coming in, so that's more money. I've got extra command points there. Let's actually move our ships. Space factory's there. Right, what I think I'm going to do is take a minute out to update my build list, and then I'll finish up with the movement. Okay, so my queue is updated. The headline news is I'm getting another transport out there, and I've added another cruiser here. And there's going to be a colony ship coming out of the Kochbus system as well after that's done. And yeah, that's the state of things there. This former, I think it was an asteroid or maybe it was a gas giant, has now been completely turned into a habitable sort of planet. So this is Meklar 2. Sadly though, it has high gravity, so I might not want to colonize that straight away. I think there's a, well, I've added more things into the list here. I think I'm going to move up to the Perseus system first to colonize that, so I don't have to go buying anti-grav equipment, buildings. So that's going to take 3 turns to get up there. And I have this civil transport, which I guess I should make over here as well then. Okay. And what else do I have? Right, that's my main fleet. In regard to the patch as well, I should mention that the defense rating has changed. It's a lot less than it used to be. I actually believe this to be a bug. I think I read it on the forums, someone mentioning that someone said it was a bug, so that's what I believe is the case. You can see my conquest rating has gone down considerably as well. We are top still though, so yeah, I think it's just something to do with the defense ratings having gone down. If we go in actual blueprints, you can see that my frigate has a better defense rating than my destroyer, which is ridiculous since it has a heck of a lot more hit points and for starters, and armor probably. So yeah, there's something going on there. In the main, the patch was just a bug fixing patch rather than new features, and bug introducing patch it would seem as well to a certain extent. These troop transports, I've got 5 of them, can come up here then. What's left? That's Space Factory. There's some gas giants there I should probably start working on. I think that one's coming down here. Yeah, I wouldn't mind well, actually, I wouldn't mind colonizing most of this area now, actually. There's not such a big threat from anyone now, is there really? This bomber can come down here. And that troop transport can come over there. Is that just the main fleet left? I think that's pretty safe. Hope it is, because I'm gonna come down here. With the auto repair as well, I figured out how it exactly works now. When you're setting up, well, if I go to here in regards to diplomacy, and look at the Meklar, you think it would tell you, well actually it does tell you here now, it didn't used to in the former patch. Ship improvements, auto repair, ship regains 5% of the hull at the beginning of each turn. In the early access, I'm sure that when you basically lost hit points, then on the next turn your hit points would be all returned. That's no longer the case. It's still decent ability, but nowhere near as good as it used to be. Right, let's end the turn. Okay, let's get through some turns rather than talking a turn. Right, that looks pretty buggy to me. That's a issue with upgrading to a new patch. Right, let's get the movement done. Right, so there's population to do. That is reach Canis Prime. Let's have a look to see. Ah, that's not a good situation. Can't even view it, can I? Right, so I think I'll try stealing again, I guess. I need, hopefully that will appear at some stage. If it doesn't, then it's a bit of an issue. Right, I'm going to take a second out to update this and I'll move the rest of my ships. Okay, I've updated my build list. Only real thing I've noticed is sticking a colony ship in a list on Meklar Prime after it's having completed a civil transport. Right, let's get to moving ships then. So this factory, I think I'm going to start work on one of those planets and then get the colony ship down then more than likely. So I can go there. I also... well, hang on a second. That's going to be hard to do if there's pirates here. I also... yeah, I want to get to work on that, so I'm going to bring that down as well. I could really do with a cruiser or 2 around here. When is my next cruiser coming in, actually? It is coming in 3 turns, right. Cruisers don't have bombs on them though, my cruisers yet, so yeah, that's an issue as well actually. Can't destroy pirates if I don't have a bomb. That can come over here, my main fleet. Let's take a look at Firas to see what they have. They didn't even have a completed station there. They've got a few ships there, which I'm gonna have to take out soon. They do have a starbase, and that's the capital of that empire, of course. That transport can come over there. Anything left? That's civil transport. I think I'll send that one up there as well. Okay, that's a frigate, isn't it? It's not a bomber. Right, let's end a turn. I'm not sure if I moved everything that turn as a bomber that came over there.
And now, the
might
news.
bring that back actually.
And now, the state of the galaxy. Current number of colonies.
Okay, so the Bullarathia still got a decent lead, but I'm actually making a lot of colonies, ships, and should be able to take a couple more planets coming up. Right, so actually that's a cruiser. Where is... oh, that's where my... I've got one bomber there then. Do I have a bomber in this fleet? Yeah, I do. Right, I've got a few things to do there. Right, let's move... Are there pirates over here? Well... Thraxa Prime over there. Have they taken Sol yet? No, they haven't, but I'm expecting them to at some stage. Might as well, go straight for the juggler here. Let's move on to Firas. And they have... yeah, nothing there really at all, is there? So let's attack. Yeah, so the missile base, there is no icon for it above the planet. There really needs to be. Our chances here are excellent. I am going to take command though here, just in case. I'm not sure if I'll show the whole battle or not, but I'll do this manually, just in case. Well, if you do it auto, it tends to damage one ship a lot, I've found, which I don't necessarily want, especially with how auto repair works. There's actually more information here now as well. So wedge formation requires 2 ships, and that tells you, like you did before, what this does. So I think that's 2 ships. That is 3 ships. That's 4 ships. I think I realised that that's how it works, but I think I mentioned something else before. Point defense is working. Both of those ships shot at it, which is great. Something I didn't realise until recently, that it was doing that. More missiles incoming there. It only works if it's very close though. So having perhaps all anti-defense ships to protect your fleet, I'm not sure it's going to be worthwhile. It might be in some circumstances. Okay, where are my frigates to? Probably too far away maybe now with this point defense. I think I'm gonna close up with those. They can attack there. So it might be slightly out of range. Right, they're both taking that actually. What have they got left then? They got frigates and destroyers, I think. Shields are pretty badly damaged there. I think those, I'm gonna stick the speed setting on and go after that colony ship before it retreats. That. Right, that looks like that's it. Might have taken a small amount of damage then, but nothing really. Okay, done. Right, so what exactly, when it comes to defenses, do they have? They have 13 Marines. I'm wondering if 3 transports might be enough. There might be, barely. Before though, I had, what was it, 4 to 3. So I had 16 Marines against 12 Marines. Before definitely worked. So I don't know, I might try and go for a lesser amount of troop transports coming up, I'm not sure yet. If I get it wrong now, I'm going to have to make 10 more transports than I would have otherwise had to. Right, that can come in there. Let's finish the rest of the movement. The colony ship that arrived at Perseus, so I believe I'm going to colonize that. Okay, and I should probably buy a factory to get this started, I guess. So yeah, let's do that there. These barren worlds need a lot more help with population, so that civil transport coming in is going to be handy. Right, I'm going to update my build lists and then finish up the rest of the movement. Okay, just the movement of my ships to do. So what am I going to do with a space factory? I can't really keep him here because as soon as a pirate comes along, it's going to be in trouble. So I'm going to have to bring that back there temporarily and probably keep it there. This one can also come down here, but I am worried about the Terrans deciding to attack it. They may well do so. That colony ship I'm going to bring down here in hopes of colonizing that as soon as it's finished, I think, so that can go down to there, but maybe waiting around for a while, which isn't good. That bomber, what am I going to do with you? I need it for blowing them up, really, don't I? So I'm going to have to bring that back to there, I think, and I'll get a cruiser over there as well, just in case in a minute. Probably not that one, though. What else have I got? That space factory can come down around there and help out. That troop transport can come down there. And I think that might be it. Yeah, both of those are moved. That's coming in. Yeah, that's it for the turn. Right, so next turn. I think I'm probably going to attack with 4 transports here, just make sure of it. And I've got 3 left, I think. So if there is a planet to take here, it's probably enough. Not definite though. Right, pollution on Kochberg coming up a lot here. I'm going to have to do something about that. Okay, let's move my ships. Lots of ships moving everywhere at the moment. Not sure why I have to press that twice. Right, gotta do those in a second. Let's take Firas now, though. I think I should be able to move those in, and well, let's check that situation. It's 13 Marines. I'm going to bring in 4 troop transports, and as long as they haven't got any new marine enhancing tech recently, this should be easily taken. So let's deploy these. And all of my marines are used up, which I believe is always the case for the amount that you deploy. So I might have been able to take that with 3, but yeah, that was making sure of things. So the immersion capital has been taken out. They only had 15 population, so they must have 5 population elsewhere. Right, I'm going to have to sort that out in a second. Can these move this turn? No, they can't because of that. Right, so I'm going to take a second out to update these. Okay, this is my build list, and there wasn't actually much movement left this turn. The only thing I've got to do is to unload this civil transport here. So we've now got 2 population there, and I'm out of food. I think I'm gonna not buy that though. That's getting done pretty quickly. Money's getting a bit low, and I've got some trade deals I think I have to renew coming up. I better buy this though, because it's gonna take a while to make, and there's a lot of population here. So it's gonna be 480, and that's it for the turn. So next turn. I think I got a cruiser coming in next turn. What's that now? Bulrathi. We have non-aggression with them, of course, though, so I don't have to worry about them. Frigates don't look too impressive at all. Pollution is getting iffy there, but it's not a big issue. Right, I'm gonna figure out them in a second. Let's get the movement down here. So I think I brought a transport down there then. I probably should take out a destroyer here, and that can blow that smithereens, hopefully. Nope, it didn't. I'll just leave that one there to take that out when I get a lucky dice roll with it. Right, so that's grouped up with a couple of transports, and I'm going to come up here. I think I'm going to go for that dragon. I'm really not sure if I've got enough ships to take it on. I imagine I'm going to lose a couple of cruisers against it, but hopefully I can build up quickly. How are we looking on here? It's a bit of an oddity here. The Bulrathi actually have a higher score than me, but I'm ahead of them. So I think that's something to do with their defense being bugged, maybe, something along those lines. Right, so I'm going to update my build list now. Okay, so this is the updated build list, and I've got a few ships to move, I believe. So this space factory's reached here. I'm going to start on this gas giant. Hopefully no one nicks it off me. I need to get that colony ship. Well, how many turns away is it? It's 3 turns away. Yeah, I got a time cruiser getting down here probably to protect stuff, I think. That space factory is coming over here. Right. And this cruiser can come down there, I think. Protect against pirates. Right. Is there anything that I need to move here now? I don't think so. Actually, that civil transport got there. I'm gonna unload. Oh, actually, before I do that, no, I don't have enough food. I could buy that this turn. I'll buy that. And I'll unload that next turn, I think. Right, let's end the turn.